What is up, humans of the cardboard? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we've got some more Yu-Gi-Oh news, wouldn't you know? Okay, got a couple different things. We have a new V-Jump promo artwork revealed, but not in effect. Very cool. We have a new monster coming out in the OCG's Structures manga, so I don't know if this is like something like if you buy that series of the manga, you get this card for free. Kind of like how if you buy the movies, you got like the movie promo cards. I don't know exactly how this card's coming in the OCG, but it is a very interesting card. And we got official text for the 3 new trap cards coming in the Kaiba set, which is cool. We didn't know exactly how they were going to function, if Konami was going to update them to be better for 2021 or whatnot. So we will take a look at all of those things, starting off here with our promo. This is Chronicle Magician. He's a level 7 Dark Spellcaster. A spellcaster type card that appears that has fantastic synergy with Dark Magician in honor of the 25th anniversary of the original release of the Yu-Gi-Oh manga. Very, very cool. I think his artwork is really dope. He really does look dope. He has like the spell book here. Design looks good. Level 7, so definitely that's given me some Dark Magician vibes immediately. So we will have to see where the effects go. So I'm here for it. I mean, it is a 25th anniversary card. It is Dark Magician support. I'm getting a lot of Dark Magician support over the last couple of years. I feel like more so than we were for a minute. So maybe Dark Magician be playable at some point. It'd be very cool. We'll see. I'll keep you updated on what this guy freaking does. Next up, we have our new Exidemos, the Starring Knight. I want to say this is a card for the Starry Knight archetype, which is like a level 4 light fairy archetype that's based around summoning the new iteration of that old dragon card. Don't remember the name right now, to be honest, but when it's summoned it pops something, so it's fine, but the deck doesn't really do a ton just yet, so we'll see. This is Starring Knight, rank 4 light fairy Exceed monster, 1900 attack, 1000 defense, completely generic rank 4, any 2 level 4s. I like that, and both of its effects are hard once per turn. The first effect reads, I should say, you can attach 1 material from this card to special summon a light monster from your hand. Okay. Second effect, if this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can target a level 4 light fairy monster you control as cost. Special summon this card, and if you do, attach the targeted monster to this card as material. Very, very interesting there. Couple of cool effects. The first effect, I'm sure there are other like ways to make use of this first effect. I don't know why, but the main thing I can think of right now off the top of my head is like abusing something like Archlord Christia in a deck that like doesn't really set her up to summon herself by her own effect, because it has to be a very specific like kind of fairy strategy to make her live via her own effect. This would be a fairy deck, ideally in Starry Knights, but this is generic, so this could be in other decks as well. So something like that could be very, very cool. As long as you can get the Christie to hand, this card can essentially act as like the Saryuja Skull Dread, like we've seen with like Crusadia summoning the Gamma Seal to just set up like an infinite negate loop, which is very cool. And the second effect's solid too. I mean, it's not on the turn it's summoned, but there's no restriction on this card, which is really, really good, which means next turn, if you just summon this and attach something, you just have to go battle phase and you've got to wait a Zeus. You can immediately just throw Vespinato on this guy. There's a couple of different things you can do there. And I just think if you have a regular body on the field, it being an Exceed is going to be better than just like a regular monster. So, yep. Just pretty good. We'll take that. Pretty nice card. No idea when we're going to get this, but still very interesting. And then we finish up here. Let's look up the Kaiba cards, the new traps. We start off with Attack, Guidance, Armor. Normal trap, you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. When a monster clears attack, activate one of these effects, destroy the attacking monster, target a monster on the field other than the attacking monster, change the attack target to that target, and enter damage calculation. Pretty cool. I mean, like, it's either like Sakuretsu Armor, or it can do this. And I'm curious about rulings. If your opponent has more than 1 monster, can you equip this to like a monster that's not attacking that your opponent also controls and force them to have their own monsters battle each other and take damage for it? I don't know about the rulings on that. but you know, it's still an interesting card. I think it's, you know, it's not great for 2021 standards, but it's still a fun, cool, classic card. Next up, we have Life Shaver. This is a continuous trap. You can only control one. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, place one counter on this card. During the main phase or battle phase, if this card has any of its counters on it, you can send this card to the grave. Then your opponent discards as many cards from their hand as possible up to the number of counters that are on this card. Excuse me. So I just think this card's like horrifyingly slow and playable around. Like, so if you just like set this, even if you activate it on their end phase to get one counter, you just like rip one. And your opponent gets to choose what they're discarding. If you got to look at the hand and discard, then that's something else, but it's not even random. Your opponent gets to just pick the most useless card in their hand. And if you're keeping this card on field for two of your opponent's end phases, you're just wasting a card. And they're either going to remove this, or they're going to just like not play into it. They're going to get rid of most of the stuff in their hand if they can, so that it doesn't all get discarded. So kind of tough, not great, but I guess not horrible either. So we'll take it. And the last card we have here is the Magical Trick Mirror. It's a normal trap card. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target one spell in your opponent's graveyard and set that card to your field. Very interesting. Don't love that this is a trigger. I wish this was kind of just a free form trap that could just say, set an opponent's spell to your field. But it is what it is. I mean, that could be crazy for certain mirror matches. That could be crazy for setting stuff like Triple Tactics Talent. That could be crazy for setting stuff like Monster Reborn, Called by the Grave, generic cards like that that could easily come up. Pot cards that just help you dig, that still work in your deck as well. So kind of cool, but it does have to trigger by an opponent's attack declaration, which kind of stinks. And the last effect here, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then send a Monster Reborn from your hand or face down, or from your face down field to the graveyard. Special summon an Obelisk the Tormentor from your graveyard in defense position. And if this card, this effect is activated during the opponent's turn, for the rest of this turn, while you control that special summon monster, each monster your opponent controls must attack if able. So not too crazy. Honestly, this one I think is like just the worst one overall. Like, I mean, like setting a spell is actually pretty decent, but it's specific to what your opponent's playing to see if it actually matches up with your strategy. 2, it's a trigger on attack declaration, not a free form activatable spell or trap, which is cool, which stinks actually. It means like if your opponent has any kind of removal, you can't chain this card or anything like that, so that freaking stinks. And then the graveyard effect is so specific, holy crap. You have to have Obelisk in grave. Either steal a Reborn from your opponent's graveyard or have your own. That's a one of in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not at more than one. And even if you do, it doesn't even like restrict your opponent that much. Just as they have to attack if able. They can summon in defense mode. They can just remove Obelisk with decent removal, and you are shit out of luck. But all things considered, they're cool. These cards were this product was not reliant on these cards being new meta threats, like revamped for the current day and age. I was just hoping they'd be a little bit more playable, but I'm not upset. This set is more of a collector item anyway. This is the kind of product you pick up and you do not open for years and years and years down the line. It is worth so much more than when you first bought it. It's one of those products. So very cool overall. I would think the Starry Night could be part of like certain decks, certain combos that are like really kind of crazy, but we will have to obviously see where that actually ends up. We also have these cards are cool, and then of course the new Spellcaster. I will keep you updated on what his actual effects are and how good he is in fact in Dark Magician. But 25th anniversary card, I think there's a good chance Konami would make him actually worth it, because I feel like a lot of the OCG promo cards, or the V-Jump promo cards, have been kind of a letdown as of late. They're like generically decent, but I'm like, if you're gonna make it like, I don't know, they're not like fully generic. Like one was like a specifically Earth Warrior support card, the last one. And like a couple times before that, we had like the Winged Beast support card, but they were like, they're not even great. They're like meh support cards. So I'd like to see something that's at least decent. They don't have to be game breaking, but they say that this is specifically a Dark Magician support card more so than anything. Make it decent. It's Dark Magician. Make it a good card. right? Some of these other ones have just been like super underwhelming. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated on that, of course. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you want to stay up to date on all Yu-Gi-Oh news, subscribe to the channel. I pretty much cover anything news related when it comes to products and new card reveals. So I love doing that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.